Hi, baby boomer fans. We are Jackie and Janine, the Pfeiffer sisters, and love to talk about the 1950s, inviting you to reminisce with us as we explore experiences of that decade. Grab your favorite malt or Green River. Make sure you are wide awake and get ready to be inspired about the 1950s. Welcome to the 1950s Fun Chat. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Janine, and my sister Jackie are here to help give you some more fun through these 1950s Fun Chats. And here it is. We're on Fun Chat number 225 at the end of 2025. So that kind of makes a fun little comparison right there. And with another, what I want to call extraordinary story from ordinary people. And that's just what they are. Wouldn't you say, Jackie?
Indeed, indeed. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, you extraordinary people who follow us. This is Jackie, and this is the 1950s Fun Chat. So take a look down at the bottom of the screen where you'll see www.whilethewindmillwatch.com. So if you want to increase your knowledge of, you'll never know until you go there, many things, go to that and you will see information about the Fun Chat and the past 124 of the Fun Chat.
224.
224, yes, thank you. And about the vendors, we have 37, 38. We need to recount that again. We are grateful to them for handling our book, and it'll talk about the hosts that you have here, and where we might be signing books and et cetera, et cetera. More information than you thought you ever wanted to have, but go ahead and go there. So look at the upper right-hand corner, or maybe it's left in your screen. It is a picture of our book, While the Windmill Watched, A Slice of Rural America in the 1950s. And that is the book that kicked off the 1950s Fun Chat. So we shall get started right now. From attending several one-room schoolhouses, to driving a farm tractor, to experiencing adventures in the Peace Corps, to attaining a PhD and beyond, our next guest continues to enjoy a full life. Bev Kruempel was born in 1940 in Dubuque, Iowa, and was raised in a farm. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Home Economics from Iowa State University, a Master of Science in Extension Education from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, a PhD in Higher Education and Student Services from Iowa State University, where she taught Family and Consumer Sciences and was the College Career Services Director. Busy lady. Bev is married to Ken Kruempel. They spent 3 years in the Peace Corps in Brazil. Their immediate family consists of 2 children and 4 grandchildren. Bev and Ken now reside in Green Hills, which is a life care community in Ames, Iowa. So, Bev, we welcome you to the 1950s Fun Chat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're going to go back, first of all, to set the stage here. Why did you attend 3 one-room schools until the 8th grade?
Sure. Well, in Dubuque County was slow at consolidating. There were many parochial schools in the county and just very few other schools. In Dubuque itself, there were schools. But my parents both were very supportive of education. They wanted us to have the best there was. Mm-hmm. So they kept moving us around we could choose where we wanted to go because in our district, there was no school. In fact, there had been one, but it only was rock walls at the time. And actually that has another story to it. We could see the rock walls from our house, and they dynamited them one day.
Ooh.
That's when I learned that sight travels faster than sound.
Okay.
Because we could watch them fall down, and then we heard the bang.
Huh.
So my mother had to take us to school. We didn't have school buses either. And so they could choose where we went. So I went the first year in one school, another school, and then another school before I went into Dubuque for 9th grade.
Okay.
And
So,
and
go ahead,
and
Jane.
Bev, did you have of these 3 schools? Did you have a favorite?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, each did. Probably the second one, and I was there longer too.
Sure.
But
So
go ahead.
did your friends follow you so that or did you have to keep making new friends each school?
You had to make new friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
We living on the farm, we didn't have close neighbors, so we didn't really get together as children at the time. But yeah, so our friends were in the school.
Mm-hmm.
The education that we got, I think, was excellent. In a one-room school, you listen to all the other grades, recite in quotes, and learn from them. And sometimes the teacher would have you teach the younger ones. And actually, when I went into Dubuque to school for 9th grade, one of the classmates there said, I didn't know anybody from the farm could be smart.
Oh,
Well, excuse me.
What I thought.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I wonder if she ended up really following your path and watching you as you advanced through each grade.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Did you ever have any classes with her?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Well, all righty. Well, let's go on to your farm life in the 50s. What was it like living and working on a farm? And how did you feel about that?
I love the farm. In fact, I was stayed to marry a farmer, but that didn't work out. So, because I was the oldest of 5, I was doing things probably sooner than I should have. For instance, at 10, I was driving a tractor, and I'll never forget the look on my grandfather's face when I was driving up the road with a load of grain, and he met me, and I think he was appalled that my dad had let me drive the tractor. So I was driving it, hauling the grain home, and then my mom would come out and help me empty. We would empty the load and then take it back. But as children, we were expected to participate in all the activities and do odd things, like we had to chop the thistles out of the oats patch. And if my dad went through afterwards in combining and there were thistles, we were in big trouble, because then we had to take a gunny sack out and take them, fill the gunny sack with the
seed.
The seed that before it got distributed.
Does it bother you nowadays when you see thistles in the road ditches or wherever, and they let them go to seed?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, I think when you're a farm girl, you were and have had to chop thistles, you realize that.
Oh, yeah. Especially Canadian thistles.
Ah,
yes. Boy. I kind of had that feeling with sunflowers, and so many people like to put sunflowers in their gardens. And, I always had a poor connotation of sunflowers because we didn't want those in our grain.
Exactly. Well, another thing we did, which I shouldn't have, but we had a wood burning furnace all the time. And my dad would chop the wood in the timber, bring it back, and then he had a huge saw on the front of the tractor, and that's how he cut each piece up. Well, my duty was to stand there by the saw and catch each piece as it came off.
Oh my.
And OSHA would not have approved of that.
Yeah.
No. Did you ever have any mishaps?
No, thank goodness.
I guess.
It's been serious. Yeah.
And did the trees come from a certain area then on your farm?
No, they were from the farm.
Oh, okay. So you had quite a number of trees on your farm along with farm ground.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have livestock, Bev?
We had sheep and chickens and pigs. My dad was a better grain farmer than he was livestock farmer.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what else can you tell us about?
Oh, I don't know. Ask me some questions, I guess.
Well, what kind of chores did you have?
Oh, with the sheep especially, we had to let them in the barn. They would be out in the field, and we would put the grain out in the bins, and then open the door, and they would all rush in, and they'd come in so fast that you had to count by threes. And we had to count them as they came in.
Yes.
And if anyone was missing, it was the kids that had to go out and find them. And sometimes they would get snowblind, and you'd have to kind of lead them home. And another thing, sheep are really kind of stupid in some way. Well, I know you had sheep on your farms, but if they get their head caught in a fence, they don't know that they have to back up. You have to get on the other side and push them back. And we would have to do that. Yes.
Yes. Well, and it is. Did you ever have trouble with predators, coyotes, or stray dogs, or killing your sheep?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yes.
My dad had a rifle for that purpose.
Yeah, that was never a fun situation.
No,
Not
you're
at all.
right. You're right.
Yeah. And so, did you have any stories with these chickens? Did you have a rooster? Did you have any rooster stories?
I was never afraid of him, but my brother was. And another time I was playing in the yard, and there was a windstorm coming, and it was a little whirlywig, and it actually picked up a chicken and dropped it.
Oh.
It was kind of like a baby tornado, only it was whirlywig type of thing. But we would have to gather the eggs, and he didn't like it because sometimes the hens would peck at him. And then, of course, you have to haul out the manure, and that was not a pleasant job to do. But we sold hatching eggs.
Oh, okay.
So we had to choose the good ones, keep them separate, and then we took them into Dubuque for hatching.
Okay. Did you ever handle eggs?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. A question too. So, anything else that you could think of about the farm before we go on to our next topic?
Well, I got to rake the hay. That was one thing, again, being the oldest. And I remember one day, my brother was 2 years younger than I, that he got to go out and rake the hay, and I had to stay in and clean the house, and I cried. I wanted to go out.
Yes. Yes. I think when you're used to being your dad's helper on the farm, that's what you intend that he is going to want your help.
Exactly.
He's trained you, and so then all of a sudden someone else comes along. Not necessarily a pleasant thing.
He was disappointed when I wasn't a boy when I was born, but I think that I probably love the farm better than my brothers did anyway. Yes.
Well, I'm sure you proved that you didn't matter if you were a boy. You were still a good worker.
No, I proved that I really liked it.
Yes. Yes.
Another thing we did then was haul in bales when we got a baler. And my job then was to either drive tractor, but we had to lift them. And my dad made them kind of heavy on purpose because he got more hay into each bale that way. And that was not good for my back. But
yes. Did you ever use a hay? It wasn't called a fork.
Hook.
Yeah, a hay hook.
Not for the bales.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what we would use for the bales.
Yeah, I know those. I think a lot of farm girls, including yours truly, has a bad back because of that experience.
Yep.
And it was every year, multiple times a year that we had to do that.
Right. Well, when I went into high school, into senior high school, I had my back taped because it had been hurting so much. And I was also driving into high school. We didn't have buses there.
Mhm.
And at 14, I got a driver's permit to drive to and from school.
Mhm.
And one year I wanted to take swimming lessons because I didn't know how to swim, that we didn't have any pond to swim in. And I would park my car on the route because we were supposed to drive to and from school.
Yeah.
Park on the route, walk down to the YWCA, do my swimming lessons, and walk back with wet hair.
Yes, yes. So at least you got to take advantage of that because you had a school permit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
And that's not, and I'm sure it relieved your parents a lot, just knowing when you had independence in driving, they had independence too, so that they wouldn't have to
Exactly.
take you at that time.
My training for driving a car was that my dad said, here's what's different with the car from the tractor.
Yeah.
And the next day I went in and got my license.
Oh.
And you passed. Did you have a test? Did you take a test? A driving test?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So the tractor had the clutch and brake. Was your car an automatic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, you knew what to do then.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an old car that my great aunt had, and she didn't drive. So it was in tip-top shape. And people were kind of jealous that I had that car.
Oh, pretty nice. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So we're going to skip a couple of decades, and we'd like to have you give us a review, please, of the Peace Corps history. Tell us about the valuable program. Tell us how that you happened to decide to join the Peace Corps, and were there any criteria that you needed to meet?
Oh, yes. Peace Corps was founded in 1961. John Kennedy really gets the credit for it, but I think Johnson had some things to do with it too. But anyway, he established it with the Congress in 1961. And the purpose was to send American volunteers to developing countries for grassroots development. And the volunteers would do various things that depended on the country, and they had to be invited, first of all. Mm-hmm. And the projects were more like health, education, environment, economic development, those kinds of things. And each had, at that time, we had training in the U.S. Now it's in country, and that's much better because you learn the language much faster and much the culture as well. Mm-hmm. So in 1966, there were 15,000 volunteers. Now I think it's more like around 3,300 because during COVID they called them all back, and that influenced how many, even the ones who had just arrived in a country were called back, which was very disappointing to them.
Yeah. So Bev, what specifically were you trained to do?
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. All right.
The project that we were invited for was a rural electrification project. Oh. And my husband was an electrical engineer, and he had lots of practice because his dad was manager of the Rural Electric Cooperative in Buchanan County, Iowa. So on summers, he got a lot of training working with the crew, and was very practical in what he knew. So our project was to develop rural electrification from scratch. So he surveyed where the lines would go. He went down to the local welder and designed tools that you needed for building the lines, trained the local people to build and then to take care of the lines.
Okay.
And then I, going along, had to kind of make up my own project, which many volunteers have had to do, using your own talents and figuring out what is needed in the community. And I had been an extension home economist when we got married and went in as a couple. And the state of Sao Paulo had a good 4-H program on paper, but they didn't want to have anything to do with me. Rightly so, because at that time I thought I was going to be there 2 years and then leave, and they didn't want that, which again was good thinking on their part. So what I did then, I went into 3 of the communities that the rural electrification was going to be in, and formed my own clubs with the girls there. Mm-hmm. And they all wanted to learn to sew before they could get married. So I used that as the motivation, and then taught health and child development and things like that on the side. But
were you speaking in Spanish at this time?
Portuguese.
Portuguese, okay.
Yeah.
And you just learned Portuguese on the job, sort of?
Well, we had 3 months training, and when we went, we could decline all the subjunctives and read it really well, but we couldn't really speak it, and that's what you gain by learning in the country. So
yeah, sure.
I felt after 6 months that I could leave without my dictionary.
Oh, good. Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
So where did you get the sewing machines that were used?
They had treadles in their homes.
Oh, okay.
And what kind of projects did you teach them to sew?
Their dresses.
Okay.
Either, tops and bottoms or dresses.
Mm-hmm.
We had style shows before we left, and they were all proud of their garments. And I don't think I had that much to do with it, but they.
How did they acquire their fabric, their yard goods?
The local store. Each of the communities had a little store, and that was the center of the community. And they actually had fabric in there because they made all their clothes, the women, and did for the whole family. So
okay,
yeah,
yeah. Did you teach them anything about health and safety and food safety?
Oh, I'm not sure I taught that much about food safety, but we did talk about nutrition. Mm-hmm. I remember doing, I want to say boiling eggs, but we don't boil them, and that was the problem.
We hard cook them.
Exactly. And they didn't turn out right. They were still juicy.
Ooh.
So you remember the mistakes that you made.
Yes, those are good teaching opportunities for the teacher.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
go ahead.
And I'm assuming the eggs came from chickens that were on their farms, or their
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they ran wild, but they were there. Yeah.
Yes. What kind of foods did you eat in Brazil?
Rice and beans was the basic diet.
Okay.
And then when we would go to visit one of the farm families, they would go out and kill a chicken, and we would have chicken. So that bothered me a little bit, but
yes.
I'd like to go back to the sewing. If you had not taught these young ladies how to sew, who would have done that?
Probably their mothers.
Okay.
But it gave them an opportunity to get together, and the issue that I had first was they make their own patterns, and I didn't have flat pattern at Iowa State. So I had to learn not only how to make patterns, but then put it on a third grade level or lower. So for instance, if you take the measurement of your waist, if you fold the tape measure twice, you get the half a bodice, which is what you would use for sewing and making that.
So say that again, Bev. If you fold
tape measure around your waist.
Yeah.
And you fold it, and you get half. Okay. And you fold it again, and you get a quarter.
15, yeah.
So you get the bodice, half the bodice.
Yeah, the proportions there. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh, what a neat trick. How did you learn that?
you had
Makes sense.
yeah, right.
Ah, that's interesting. Did you use that in extension then at all? That method?
No,
Oh, okay.
in American Extension, you had patterns.
Yeah.
And so when electricity came to some of these areas in Brazil, how did the women in the family, those who took care of the family in their home, how did they adapt to it?
Well, the first thing they bought, much to my dismay, was a television.
Oh, yeah.
But it brought the world to them.
Sure. Yes, yes.
So it wasn't as bad as I consider it, because we never owned a television. We're kind of unusual. But they would get a refrigerator and a television.
Yes.
That
Well,
makes sense.
I'm assuming they had television towers then to have reception.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I don't remember the exact.
Yes. Well, and the interesting thing too is that there were televisions available for them to purchase.
Yeah, the towns had them, but they would have to go to town and get one.
Can you recall any television program that you might have seen in Brazil? What the topic was like? Was it a Western? Was it a comedy?
Most of programs were American programs.
Oh, okay.
With the language.
Yeah.
What years were you there? In
63 to 66.
Okay.
Well, tell us how you met Ken.
At Iowa State.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Did you have classes together?
No. Oh, no. No, he was electrical engineering. We were both involved with the independent dormitories and officers through that. And he dated my roommate for a while too, so we got to know each other that way.
Sure. Did you know that it was love at first sight?
Yeah, I kind of did. I remember the first time he called me up. I was really quite pleased.
Yeah. And was that a time when the telephones were out in the hallways of the dorm?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
For everybody here.
That particular telephone message, I was president of the dorm, so I had a phone in my room.
Oh, lucky you. How fun was that?
Yeah.
So then you married, and then what happened?
Before we were married, I was very interested in International Farm Youth Exchange. I wanted to do something like that, but you have to be single to go in that program. So I told him that, and he had suggested Peace Corps then. So we applied, and then we got notice that we got notice we were accepted, and then we got notice that we weren't accepted anymore because he had asthma as a child. So they didn't want us going to Brazil where they could picture the jungle, which we were never in, and maybe affecting his asthma. So we had to get letters from doctors and other people that he had outgrown the asthma. And then we were accepted back in again.
Yes.
So,
and were there lifelong friends met through the Peace Corps?
Of course, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. In fact, I'm doing Christmas cards right now and sending to some of them. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our training was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the university there, and we started out with 33 in our training, and we ended up with only 14 going to Brazil. And that was because of certain things. One couple got pregnant, and at that time you couldn't have a baby and be in Peace Corps. Another couple were retirees, and they had so many talents and opportunities to share, only they couldn't do the academic work that they were expecting of us at that time. So they got, things for various reasons, they just eliminated others.
Okay. From what you know of Peace Corps today, how does that differ from when you were there?
Well, number one is the in-country training, and it's so much better because of that. I've not talked with anybody lately, I guess. It varies from country to country also. At the time, anyway, in Africa, many times you would teach English. And in Latin America, it was mostly social work or community development and that kind of thing. We had a school lunch program group that was trained a little bit before us. And then in other states in Brazil, there were groups doing the 4-H training, or 4-H work as well.
Okay. How did 4-H program differ in Brazil versus what we know it here in Iowa or in the United States?
Again, it depends on the country, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember specifics about it, though.
Okay. All righty. When you came to Iowa State, what was the most wonderful thing that you look forward to being a part of here at ISU?
Dating.
Oh, okay. You did come from your MRS degree, didn't you?
Yes.
I was 16 when I graduated from high school.
Oh my.
Because I lived on the farm, I did not date.
Yeah.
So that was an opportunity at Iowa State. And then I sometimes said that I majored in activities too. I really got involved that way. So.
And what kinds of activities were they?
Campus 4-H, church, and then the residence halls, officers.
Well, that's how you'd meet people. In activities. Yeah.
Well, at least you just didn't major in pinochle or something like that.
Oh no. In fact, I purposely did not learn bridge because so many of the students were killing time.
Killing time, yeah.
Killing time, yes.
Or bowling. I thought I took bowling. Yeah. It was fun.
Well, we had lots of dances then. We had the big bands that came to campus, and
yes,
and that was fun too.
Yes. Did you feel like you always had to have a date in order to go to those dances, or did you go with girls?
No, never went with girls.
Oh. Did they serve refreshments at those dances?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Fancy.
Yeah.
And you actually had bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you wear to these dances?
We would dress up.
Okay.
There were, well, I didn't have a lot of clothes because my parents didn't have a lot of money, but if you had one nice dress, then you wore it to most of the dances. Yeah.
Yes. Do you remember how old you were when you got your first pair of heels, high heels?
I don't, but I know that when I got to campus, our dorms were quite a ways away from church. And we would wear those spikes that had the narrow heel.
Yes.
And by the time you'd go to church once or twice, you had worn down the soft part of the heel. So then you were going click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Well, and just and walking that distance in a heel back and forth, that's not especially promising for your back, and then you had issues with lifting a lot of bales. So
Yeah,
it all plays a part, doesn't it?
Yeah.
no heels for me today.
No.
That's how I am too, Bev. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were fun while they lasted, but
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And flats are more acceptable now anyway.
Tell us about your career at Iowa State.
Well, I was a late bloomer. I worked when both of my children went to school. I worked half-time with the Retired Senior Volunteer Program. And then we wanted to take our children back to Brazil to show them where we had been in Peace Corps. So that was kind of a break that I resigned, and then we took them back to Brazil to see where we had been. And then I came back and started applying for positions, and someone my mom, when she retired, she did prediction for each of her children. And she predicted I was going to get a PhD. And I told her she was crazy. So I enrolled in the Student Services Higher Education program, and had an assistantship in career development in the College of Business at that time. And then when I graduated, there was a vacancy in the College of Human Development and Family Studies. No, Family and Consumer Sciences College.
Okay. Till you were in the placement services area. Can you recall any special stories or unique stories about students with whom you would have worked or coached or guided?
Sure. The most I did was we had career day once a year, and it was a big deal. So we had a student committee of that were the career day committee, and they were supposed to plan it, and I was kind of the advisor for that. And each one was a little bit different, but we would send out invitations to all the potential businesses that would be interested in our students, as well as the nonprofits. And the students then they got each of them a favor, which they had to decide. Usually a mug, and they designed it themselves. And then we would send out the invitations and choose food for them and everything, all of the workings of the career day. And those students became very special students to me. They were very, very much involved in the college, but they were very good leaders. And I would always, after the career day, then have them to my house for a dinner. And they appreciated that. And I have kept in touch with them. In fact, again, sending some Christmas letters to former students.
How long is your mailing list for Christmas?
Too long.
Yeah, it's about 80.
Yes. Well, Bev, we're nearing the end of our chat. And I have one question that I think might kind of bring all this together. How do you feel that your farm background and your life in the 50s prepared you for your time in the Peace Corps and for your career in the placement services?
Oh, very much so, 100%. In Peace Corps, I was doing much of the same type of work that I did in 4-H and on the farm as well. And I remember helping them dress chickens and even a turkey once.
Yes.
This was in Brazil, and there was an American family there, and they had ordered a turkey, a fresh one, and it came spoiled essentially. So they bought a live one, and they didn't know what to do with it. So I showed them how to dress a turkey.
Ay.
And as far as coming to Iowa State, it just really set me up for success there. I don't think that I would have done as well had I not had the 4-H background and the working on the farm.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Yes.
Yeah.
It all pays off, doesn't it?
Sure, you
I
bet.
think we sisters could say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Thank you, Bev. This has been fun to hear your story. All the wonderful experiences you had, from rural life to volunteerism to living in a country that needed your help and development, to then helping students at Iowa State University.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
I've been blessed. Great.
Thank you. We appreciate you and we thank you. And guests who are watching on this as a YouTube or video, however you're watching it, we are grateful that you're there. And until next time, tell your friends or even your relatives about this 1950s fun chat. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Mhm.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.